We're the bellhop here. I'm here at Knott Berry Farm with the opening of Camp Snoopy and the new Calico mine ride. And along the way we are going to see interviews from people who have made these new steps in Knott's history.
Welcome to Camp Snoopy!
I'm the entertainment director, production and design. Being able to change or just make something that we have that we all love and walk by every day, that much better. I think that's the excitement of it, and bringing in my team to add their creative abilities and get them all excited about it and see what they can come up with. They have amazing talent already. For Camp Snoopy, I think it was just, multiple deadlines, trying to, instead of one opening day, we tried very hard to keep the attractions open as much as we could for the guests, so it was doing it in sections and trying to, make sure it flowed at the same time.
Jaguar roller coaster. No doubt named after the famous sports car. Right now I'm waiting to ride the Calico mine ride.
Well, then I get a big project like mine ride, that's all encompassing, assuming a strip ride of all of its props and its history, and then restore those props and then put them all back and, but proud in what the ride is supposed to be, looking at old mining and how it was done, and there was originally a lot of Hercules powder boxes and dynamite and things like that, and only very few of those lived anymore. So finding one crate that had all of the text and all of the logos on it, and then having somebody recreate all of that, so we could make it historically accurate. I didn't want it to be Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner Dynamite. And, I grew up in this park as a kid, so I remember that ride when I was a kid, and the completely back going up the Flint Hill and stuff like that. It's nice for me to get to
I'm the Vice President of Maintenance and Construction. So the rides, the buildings, and everything you see that gets added. The challenges are giving what the guest experience wants to be, making sure we deliver on it. We've already had, like Block Ride, for example, last year, so there was an expectation. So we need to meet or at least exceed that expectation. So that's the biggest challenge.
Well, I'm Garner Holt, President of Garner Holt Productions. The company was honored to be able to put animatronics, special effects, and all kinds of show elements into the famous Red Robot Calico mine ride. This is Bill Butler, who is the Director of Creative for the attraction. We developed a whole new concept for the attraction there that kind of fit with the original design, but also enhanced within the community of Knott. And that was a smash hit, and the moment that was through, they said, okay, well, mine ride's next. We got to get that back. It's an iconic attraction, both of them are. And, we needed to get that back online, and I think that's a smash hit as far as I can see today. What do you think?
Oh, big time. It feels like people
absolutely loving this. It's kind of a cool thing for us. It's not so much that we came in with anything amazing and new, which I think we did. There's some neat ideas, but what we started with was already incredible. So working with Bud Roba's original masterpieces out here, the log ride, the mine ride, it's easy to stand on the shoulders of giants and make something amazing.
What's really interesting is Bud built this. I'm actually the same age as the attraction. It was built in '60, and I'm born in '60. And I remember riding it as a kid. But what's really amazing about it is that when you breathe new life back into it, it's a fabulous attraction today that would fit well in any modern theme park. It would be it's one of the best dark rides that's out there today, and here it's as old as it is. So I mean, what a testament to Bud Roba's genius and a man before his time in the theme park industry.
One of the things we feel too is that we didn't do anything that Bud wouldn't have done had he had the money, the time, and frankly the resources that at those times just didn't exist in 1960. And you notice there's a lot of new mining concepts in this attraction that are real historic things, hydraulic mining and other new details that weren't present in the original, so we expanded upon that. That did take some research into seeing what were the methods, the men that were doing these things in order to make them a realistic experience. And at the same time, looking back at historic postcards, artwork, and plans that Bud had to incorporate some of the things that maybe didn't quite get off the page originally and what we have now.
Well, and even our costume, we look at the period and a lot of the costumes or clothing which was used in those days.
Howdy, folks! Well, welcome to the Calico Gold Mine.
I think too, our culinary efforts throughout the past couple of years have been superseded the bar that we're doing before. I think that's one thing that would love to ensure that our fans, or even people that don't know about Knott, are coming in and trying from our fried chicken dinner, which made us famous, to the burgers, the salmon, spinach salad that we have. I mean, our culinary efforts have definitely expanded. After a little while, things here at Knott fell by the wayside. I think now we're definitely coming back to that, the height of what we do here at Knott with recent efforts in renovating both the boardwalk, the log ride, and now Camp Snoopy and Calico Mine Ride.
Probably was the late 50s, early 60s when I was a teenager, kind of maturing, getting off to college, doing new and different things. This was really a magical time here. There were so many things going on. Whether it was the development of the mine ride or the log ride, some of the first big rides came. Food service was pretty well established by then, although that was where I worked when I was young, in the food service area. And then I watched it migrate into the era when we actually ate around the park, created a whole different vibe. So those were fun memories for me. They did at one point in time, I think it was the 50th anniversary of the mine. Then a few years back, we did the 75th anniversary of the Chicken and a Restaurant. The 30th anniversary of Camp Snoopy. These are milestones in my life. I don't remember the founding of the Chicken and a Restaurant. In fact, it was really cute. When they were getting ready for that anniversary, they wanted my mom to come out and speak to them about what she remembered from the late 20s and early 30s. The restaurant started in the 30s. And we talked about it for a while. And I said, Mom, you do realize the reason that they really want to talk to you is that you're probably the only one left who served dinners, in those first couple of years. I mean, there are not many people left that are still doing this. In 2020, we're going to have our 100th anniversary here on this property. Not that we had an amusement park in 1920, but my mother was born here in 22. More importantly, I think, like in the context of today, to see Cedar Fair reinvest in that history and to bring back things for a new generation, things that I grew up with, that will be with us for another 20 years. That's a wonderful thing.
I'm Larry from ThatsMagic.com, and these have been some highlights for the summer at Knott Berry